finish in the end. But what are your reflections first of all on the result?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad we kept a clean sheet. That was important. Apart from corners, free kicks that we certainly expected, I didn't see us conceding a goal, if I'm being honest. The elements obviously suited them a little bit more in the second half when it was hanging in the air and the lads were coming to have to make big headers. But listen, I'm delighted with the commitment the players showed. There's a lot of young lads out there who that type of game will do them the world of good, and I thought we showed some really good quality at times on a difficult surface.
Is that the biggest thing you'll take out of the game, the clean sheet?
No, well, it is one of them, definitely, but certainly the way they applied and approached it, yeah, definitely out of possession. I thought as aggressive we've been out of possession since they've been here.
Do you think perhaps it is a good point? Because obviously Gillingham are in very good form at the moment.
I do think it's a good point. I do think it's a good point for lots of reasons. Obviously, the run we're in at the minute, it's easy to sort of go under late in the game. I think that obviously going down to 10 men with last few minutes plus the added time, again that adds to the drama. So it will be a good point at the end of the day.
Your thoughts on the sending off? I didn't really see what happened really.
I've just watched it back then because I wanted to be careful what I say and how I say it, but it's never a booking in any game of football whatsoever. We will appeal it. We probably won't win, but I'm 100% that it's never, ever been a booking in any game of football.
So having watched it back, what actually did happen then?
Nothing. The kid did nothing. He was trying to get out. He was trying to get up, and the lad pushed and shoved him, and then he just stood his ground and he did not move. Did not take one step towards the player, and he gets booked. Right. Now, I'm sure they'll find a reason for keeping the yellow card and keeping a sending off, but I'm telling you now, never ever in any game of football is it a booking.
They're a bit difficult to rescind the bookings, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I say, and that's probably why we won't get anything. But I won't be doing my job, and it won't be fair on him if I didn't try and back him.
Yeah. So how is Tayo? Obviously, tough for him, but at least he came at the end of the game.
Yeah, he did, and he had a good day as well. We seen a side to Tayo today that I know that he's capable of as well. He's digging in and being hard to beat. I thought in the first half he was outstanding with his ball retention. I thought he was really good, but in that second half, he had to be resolute and stop crosses, and he did that.
Apart from the game when he might be suspended, obviously, has he got that position to lose? He's done a solid job there the last few weeks.
Well, we're probably going to have to fill it for the Burton game.
Well, yeah.
Max is hopefully going to train next week, so that would certainly be a boost. But I suppose a good thing to a degree is that we've got a couple of weeks to make sure we get it sorted.
Has Max got an injury, right?
Yeah, he picked up. He's not trained for about at least a week or so now. It was stiff knee. Just before he come out of the team, I think he hyperextended it a little bit and it locked a little bit in the challenge. So he's been struggling a little bit.
After the final whistle, it looked like you and Steve Evans were exchanging some words. What happened?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to put him back in his box. It's one of them where obviously Steve's got a lot to say on the side of the pitch, and I've kept my counter a little bit even before the game. All I would say, when he knew I was serious, he certainly backed down and he knew I wasn't messing about. You can push me and push as many buttons to a certain point, but then there'll only be one winner.
What was his issue? What was the name?
His issue was Michael Boswick's tackle.
Right. One near the dugout.
One near the dugout, but having seen 5 or 6 challenges from their players, he's obviously very one-sided and blatant in how he thinks.
Yeah. Well, you shook hands in the end, so.
Yeah, it was either that or do something a little bit different. So I thought the better option was to probably shake his hand.
Absolutely. You made a change. You mentioned Michael Boswick there. He came back in and did a very solid job.
Yeah, it was great, Bosby, and the type of game it was and it was going to be because of the opposition we were up against. One of the most direct teams in the league. There's no doubt about that. The midfield players don't really obviously touched the ball in their half of the field. So we knew that we were going to have to be really competitive with their front line. And him and Kean were obviously very, very competitive. And I thought all the players did that side of the game well today, but certainly Bozzy.
Jason Chapman not in the squad. Was that purely selection? Was there an injury?
100% selection.
Has he still got a part to play this season? Can he work his way back into the team?
Potentially, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Overall, are you pleased with what you got from the players following the disappointment of last week?
Yeah, I think so. I think to lose the game the way we did last week, I thought the spirit today was brilliant, and I thought the crowd played a part today. You know, it's one of them where we've spoke about sort of playing out from the back and stuff like that. I thought the crowd were brilliant today. They were almost encouraging the players to do it at times. And what I would say is we picked our moments when we could and couldn't do it because of the elements, because of the wind, etc. And they stuck with the team, and you could see at the end they know we're heading in the right direction. It takes time. You know, in 12 months' time, things are going to be like very, very different. And I'm just glad that, you know, days like today where the lads dug in and you know, really had a go, and they were brave at times as well, was good.
Obviously no game next weekend, so how is that going to affect training? What's the plan over the next fortnight?
Probably same sort of process as we did early on in the season when we were due to play Bury in the so-called first game. I don't know if it was home or away, but yeah, I mean, obviously we applied ourselves really well, and it worked really well before going into that Burton game. Yeah. So it'll be the same sort of process. We'll work really hard next week, give the players a few days, and then go again the following week, ready in terms of preparation for Burton.
Thanks, Michael.
Is it something you welcome, Michael? I think last time after the break we came back and the 2 wins and a draw. Hopefully, same again this time. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, what it does, it just gives you a little bit more time on the training field to work with the players. We know midweek game as well. We've had a lot of them of late. We'll try and get another game in at some point next week. Well, we have got a game ready for Thursday of next week for players to keep them topped up. And it's just an opportunity to regroup, have a look where we're at, know what we need to do. And, you know, regardless of the disappointment of last week, you know, the mood and the attitude in the dressing room this weekend is a hell of a lot better, I can assure you.
Bridcut was captain today and seems to control the game quite well from midfield. Have you been impressed with how he's adapted to the team so quickly since coming in?
Yes, yeah, and not surprised. Obviously, had a loan spell at Bolton before the new year, and you know, we've seen quite a few of their games, and he was outstanding for them. So we knew he'd slot in, and I think obviously our style of play helps him and suits him as well, and I think he's enjoying that. You know, he will see it as an opportunity to get games before the end of the season, to put himself out there. And the biggest compliment I can give Brids is that you'd think he was part of the club for the next 2 or 3 years, the way he applies himself and the way he approaches himself. You know, the young players probably benefit from having Liam around probably just as much as the staff do.
And coming in and straight away being captain so early on, does that show he's a character in the dressing room?
Yeah, but he did it literally from the first game he played, you know, that Rotherham game, and even a couple of days previous to that. The way he conducts himself, the way he handles himself, he looks like a captain, speaks like a captain. I won't be surprised 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years down the line when he's finished playing, he ends up being a coach, because he sees the game like a coach and thinks like a coach.
Thank you. You didn't have any recognised strikers on the bench this afternoon. Do you think that was part of the reason you failed to sort of get the breakthrough?
Possibly, although we didn't have any options because we've got no more in the building. So, no, I mean, obviously, with Tyrese being injured, it does sort of limit us a little bit. Obviously, you've got Scully who can play as a 9 as well at times, but you know, I thought Tom was important for us today. You know, he fought like a Trojan up top against, you know, 2 big strong boys, and he got clever free kicks for us at the time. And I think we're starting to see, that the Tom Hopper that'll be number 9, playing with obviously a lot of quick and younger players around him.
Finish on a light note. Junior takeover day. In the limited time, what did the young lads say, and how did he take to being part of the management team?
Oh, it was hilarious, Chris. It was absolutely hilarious. The young lad who was junior manager, Paddy, like literally, I walked in this morning, and he was sat in my seat in my office, and he was holding court, picking the team, telling us who we should be playing and stuff. It was brilliant. And listen, I met 3 or 4 of the young lads today. Lonnie worked as a commercial. The young lad who's just been asking all the questions out there for the radio. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant for them. I'm sure they've had a fantastic day. You know, and we've enjoyed having them.